Hello everybody, this is Doll Dazzler and welcome to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be doing something really different. A couple weeks ago I was talking to a friend of mine and she brought up this thing about Lakeland Rocks, and I was like, what the heck is that? And she said, well, people are painting rocks. It's on Facebook. People are painting rocks and they're leaving them all over for other people to find. And when you find them, you can post a picture on the Facebook page Lakeland Rocks. And then you can either keep the rock for yourself or you can put it back out there for somebody else to find. So I thought I was going to make one of these rocks. Actually, I'm going to make a couple of these rocks. I think they're really cool. This past weekend, I actually found a Lakeland rock. So it doesn't have the name of the person that painted the rock, but I'm going to post it on Facebook, and I don't know what kind of response I'll get from that, but then I'm going to also post a picture of this rock that I'm painting. So I just painted an ordinary heart on this rock, and I purchased these rocks from the Home Depot because I wanted them to be pretty nice and smooth. But I think if you go to like a riverbed or something, you'd be able to find some pretty cool rocks that have some good character. And then I'm also going to be trying to quite possibly be making some molds for making my own rocks. But today what I wanted to do was I wanted to paint this rock, and I'm going to add some three-dimensional stuff to this rock. So I have gotten so I got the heart painted. It's now dry and it's ready for the three-dimensional stuff that I'm going to put on it. So I got some of this ready mixed concrete patch, and I got some of these, and these are cake decorating tips and bags, because we all know that this is just for cake decorating, right? Not anymore. So today what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to push this concrete, and since it's pre-mixed, it's kind of liquidy, through one of these and see what happens. I'm just curious to see if it sits up on the rock and what kind of a design it can make. So I'm going to open this up. I'm also going to be trying this on my mural too, but I'm not going to be using concrete. I'm going to be using joint compound instead, but that's a different video. So I thought that I would use like this flower tip, because I want to go around the heart, all the way around the heart, and then add some rhinestones to the middle of it. So I thought about using this particular tip, so it'll make kind of like a little star. And then we'll see how big that makes it. I don't know. I might have to use an actual flower one, and I do have that. Let me get it right quick. So I've gotten some of these, and these are just generic because I don't know how it's going to work, but I think it should work pretty well. So these are just the different kinds of frosting that you could put designs on frosting, put on cakes. So the one I was thinking about was either this one, or let's see if I can get it open here. Oh, these are all on the same thing. That's kind of cool. Or this one. I think the big one might be too big, so I think I am gonna go with the smaller one. But this one most definitely is a better flower pattern. So what I could do is just do sunflowers going around it. But this one, then I would be able to go all the way around, and it would be kind of cool. So I am going to try to do just the small flower tip, and then I'm going to open these up. And the only reason why I'm attempting to do this is because when I was I don't know exactly how old I was, but my grandma, I think it was both my sister and I, we got to take like it was kind of not a class, but kind of like a little tutorial on how to decorate cakes. So we got to make all kinds of decor for cakes, you know, flowers, and we got to decorate the cake. So that's why I'm familiar with this kind of a thing. This is one of those, these are disposable, but I'm going to try to save them as long as possible. So you want just the tip to go through, so you do have to cut this off, and I'm just going to cut it at the bend right there. And then you can put this in the tip like this. For those of you that don't know and have not done this before, this tip will go clear to the bottom. And typically that's when you put your frosting in there. Now I can see that this is still going to be it's probably going to be an issue, so I'm still going to need to, so the tip is not clear to the bottom, so I'm going to have to cut a little bit more. But what happens then when you get this out all the way, I'm going to push it pretty tight. The more professional bags, if this works at all, I will be getting a more professional bag, because you can see along the edges that some of that concrete might come out the sides. But icing is a little bit creamier and a little bit thinner than concrete, so we're going to see what happens. And then on top of that, I'm also going to, on the other side, I'm going to see what happens when you add a little bit of paint to this concrete. So I'm going to not mess up one. I'm just going to, it's probably going to take about a spoonful of this. So I'm going to use about a spoonful, almost a spoonful. I might not take that, quite that much, because I don't think it's going to take that much stuff. And I'm going to put it into this little cup. You can see it down there on the bottom. And then I'm going to kind of quickly, maybe a little bit more, because I'm going to also, any leftovers that I have, I'm going to also decorate another rock to already have it started. I'm going to wipe this concrete off of the spoon rather quickly, because I still want to be able to wash and utilize the spoon. I just needed something to get it out of the, so if you wipe it off right away, it doesn't hurt the spoon or anything, everything's fine. And then, of course, then you got to put your lid back onto your concrete. And I think that this stuff is actually going to push through this cake decorating thing rather easily. So I'm going to use some of this apple barrel white paint. I don't know what it's going to do to this, because it might thin it out too much, but it's still going to dry, because it still has it's still going to dry. But I don't know that it will necessarily color it all that well. So what I did is I just put a couple squirts in there, and I'm just going to stir it up with this. This is a dowel, but this is when popsicle sticks come in handy. So hopefully that this will take care of and actually color the, so I don't have to paint it. But other than that, I mean, all I would have to do is just paint the concrete, and then it would be fine. But this is actually making it a really good consistency. And I still think that it will hold the shape that I'm going to go for through the through that cake decorating thing. So this is going to be the trickiest part, and that is getting this stuff into the bottom of this. So what they usually do with frosting is they usually just load it up on a spoon, but because I can't do that, I'm probably just going to have to utilize that spoon again. So all I'm doing is getting the leftovers off of this dowel, and I'm going to clean off the dowel so that I can use it the next time. And I'm going to put the dowel over to the side because I don't need that anymore. And I'm going to utilize the spoon again. And I'm going to see if I can get it all in one spoonful, which I think that I can. I think that that'll be plenty too, because it's not like I'm doing an entire cake. But we're having issues here. Trying to get... You have to open it all the way up. It has to stay open or it won't get down to the bottom. And that's going to be the tricky... There we go. But then you got this problem. This is where cake decorators have my full respect. So I'm just going to stick it in there like that. There's very little in the bottom of that thing. In the bottom of the little cup there. So I'm going to utilize this. So I'm going to push this. And you can see it's already going into... Whoa, there it comes out the tip. Okay, so now I need to probably move a little bit along. Even though I did give it a little bit more drying time, this is a quick set, so I do need to move right along. I'm going to clean off the spoon. Again. And now I'm going to move this camera a little bit more so you guys can see what's going on. And I have not done this before, so I don't know. I don't know what it's going to do on this rock. But, so you fold this like a present, kind of like a wrapping paper, and you fold this in like this, and then, I don't know if you guys are getting this, probably aren't getting it, and then you just roll it until you get up to where, well, where the frosting would be, or in this case, where the concrete is, and then you just squeeze it out. So I'm going to squeeze it right onto this rock like this, and I'm going to go all the way around the heart, and it looks like it's going on rather easily. It's staying on. It's actually working out pretty cool. Oops. Just kind of like a cake. That one needs a little bit more in there. So yeah, this is a star one. The other one probably would have been a little bit more cool because it was a flower. But this one is cool too. So it went all the way around. It looks like a little cupcake kind of. Let me bring it a little bit closer for you guys. So that's all done with concrete. That's very, very cool. I'm going to try to brush this, make it a little bit more even on either side, because there's a little bit more on that. Alright, and so I have a choice now if I want to press the rhinestones in. Now it didn't go completely white, it's still a little bit on the gray side, which is fine. So I'm going to put one right in the middle because I want to have a rhinestone in the middle. Let's try that again. I'm actually kind of running out of space there. It looks kind of like a little cupcake. And then I had a I'm just gonna stick that on the top there. And because it's wet, oops, that rhinestone should stick very, very well. And I am not sure how long it's going to take this to dry. I'm going to go ahead and put on my rhinestones. My red rhinestones where I wanted them. So this is, it looks pretty cute. I was going to put some red rhinestones on here as well, and I don't know if that's going to work, but we're going to see. I was just going to put in between. Oops, I don't know if it's going to stick right now. It may not stick on there, but we're going to see. I don't know how fast this stuff is going to dry. And I could use different colors, but I kind of wanted to follow the flow of the color of the rock. So we can get it to flip over here. There we go. So I'm not going to put it every single one, just a little bit as it goes around, so that it's kind of decored. It looks kind of like a cupcake. So this, for the being a first time of trying this, it actually didn't turn out too bad. But the more and more I get familiar with the consistency of the concrete, I think they'll turn out they'll start to get better and better. It's actually really, they're really cute, right? It's really cute. I like it. I have some ideas for maybe some cartoon characters too. Some of my favorite cartoon characters. Oops. And then what I have to do after I'm done letting this dry is I have to seal it so that the paint stays good. Oops. Because I don't want the paint to run. Because all I used on here, I didn't use a permanent paint. I used acrylic water-based paint, which is what I use for a lot of my crafts. And then I just seal it. And it does fine. They do absolutely fine. So I only have a couple more that I need to put on there, and I'm hoping I have enough of these red ones out. So this one goes here. Yeah, this actually turned out really well. I'm really happy with it. So then on the back of this, I'm going to write Lakeland Rocks, and then something about the Facebook. And I might add some glitter as well, and I could probably do that as this is drying. But what I'll do is, after I'm finished completing it, I will share another short video with the rest of the stuff that I did to finish it, and then its completed look. So for right now, here is the Lakeland Rock, the Heart Lakeland Rock, the I Love You Rock. And then I'll be doing a follow-up video or an add-on video. I'll probably just add onto it after this dries. But it's going to take a little while for it to dry, so I don't want to, the video can't take that long. So I will be back very shortly. So here's the finished rocks, the I Love You Rock and the Flamingo Rock. I realized that I had hid these rocks before I made the second part of this video, so I only have pictures to share with you, but these are the finished rocks. You can see that I added some dots around the heart, and those are done in the acrylic water-based paint. And then on the flamingo, it is a concrete kind of like background, rocky background that I had utilized, just putting some concrete on and making some texture, and then adding some rhinestones to that as well. There's no paint on the flamingo rocks. So these are the two rocks. If you guys like these rocks, please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.